And welcome back to Morning Light here in the 8 o'clock hour. And we're going to start this hour with a lot of fun. We have live in the studio two members from a group that's been around since 1976, La Bottine Souriante. Two of the members, Benoit Bourque and David Boulanger, have been kind enough to get up in the morning and to play us some music, to chat a little bit as part of our 107 Live.
And now from our studios in downtown Winnipeg, it's time for 107 Live.
And here we are. Bienvenue, welcome, Benoit, David. Thank you for coming in.
Merci.
So, before we chat, why don't we have some music? What have you got lined up for us? Let's see here. We've got, oh, they're almost ready. We've got Benoit on the accordion and David on the fiddle.
Okay.
Hey, that's fantastic. Benoit Bourque on accordion, David Boulanger on fiddle. They're from a group known as La Bottine Souriante, in town with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra to play this weekend and really kick things off with a great 2016. Looking forward to that show. It's all weekend. So thank you guys for coming in. Let's start with over on the fiddle. You're closer to the mic, David. There he is, leaning in. You've been with the group since 2007, I believe. Yes. Tell us a bit about your background in music.
I studied music since I was very little.
Very little. 5 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe a bit more than that. But yeah, so I studied music all my life at school. And when I was maybe 16 years old, I started to play folk music, playing with bands and at school instead of playing rock. It was much better with the ladies.
That's why everybody gets into music, yeah.
And then, yeah, I had a couple bands before I joined La Bottine. And
yeah. So when you were growing up learning the music, was it classical music you learned? Was it classical violin or was it?
It was like a specialized music program at school, but so they used classical music, but we were not classically trained, for example.
So did you grow up with folk music around the house? Your parents listened to a lot?
No,
or
there's
not
no
at
musicians in my family.
No musicians?
No.
What about music lovers?
Music lovers, yes. All my parents they really like all sort of music, and they like to dance as well. Just so there's a lot of music when I was young, all the time, but nothing like folk music or nothing. No one playing an instrument in the house. Yeah.
So you're the first one. There you go. The first in a long line that are going to be now.
There you go. We'll make a lot of little fiddlers.
A lot of little fiddlers. Well, there you go. The women thing and the fiddler, there you go. You can do it. That's right.
Yeah, it goes all around that.
And you travel the world playing music as well. You spend most of your time with this group, but you also do other things on the side as well, yeah?
Yeah, I mainly have two projects. This one, La Bottine, and then another project with a Danish fiddler called Maya, and the project's called Maya and David.
And it's just two fiddles?
Just two fiddles, two voice. I do the foot tapping as well. And but we spend much more time touring in Europe than in North America.
And you're doing traditional Quebecois, or are you doing more Danish music?
Well, it's a crossover, but for the first album, it was very much like trying to find the common grounds between the two traditions. But now there's a lot of composition as well, inspired by both our backgrounds. So it's a bit more personal, I would say now. But it's definitely inspired by Quebec and Danish, Scandinavian
folk music.
Exactly.
Yeah. Folk music. Okay, well, let's swing the mic over to Benoit.
Literally,
Benoit. Literally, welcome, Benoit. Thank you for. Oh, he can stand up. There you go. You might have to raise the microphone a little bit.
I'm getting old. I can still stand up. That's fine.
So the accordionist with the band, and you've been with them since 2008. I think you were saying earlier off air, 2008.
Yeah, but the old timers in the band are about my age, so I know them since the beginning of since '76. I've been we crossed road. We played sometime in festivals, workshops, and so I knew technically all of them, since the beginning.
Since the beginning,
and so when I joined them, I was like, oh yeah, we know each other. Just work
just
together.
Like family, picking up with family.
Exactly. And you may know that for a traditional musician in Quebec, to join La Bottine Souriante, it's a major, it's an icon. So it's very, very. Wow! No, I can die now. It's a bit like that.
Yet, not yet. After this tour, we need the accordion in the band. So, when did you start playing accordion, or is it something you've had all your life?
I started when I was 15. In my family, I come from a musical family, and songs and music and some folk song and. Singer-songwriter stuff, and when I turned 13, I was very much in sports, and one of my friends asked me, "Hey Benoit, do you want to come and join the folk dance troupe at school?" So my first reaction was, "Dance? Are you crazy? This is for girls." And he said, "Yeah." That's why I started.
Both of you guys, huh?
Exactly. I was listening to David. So I started that, and before I became in love with any girls there, I became in love with the whole thing. So I specialize also in the French-Canadian traditional dances, square, quadrille, and all that. And I do music always with this, the songs, the music, and the dance. For me, it's very interrelated. So I have hard time to consider myself. Am I a singer? Am I a musician? Am I a dancer? I do everything badly, but I love it.
That's in your opinion. In my opinion, it sounds just fine. So don't worry about it. Yeah, no, it's very, very exciting, and the music is so full of life. And so, give us an idea of what the audience can expect. I mean, you're going to get some typical symphony goers there, and other people that like different music. How do you guys incorporate your music into the symphony? Well,
the first thing you may know is even our own music, how we incorporated the traditional aspect of the Quebec kitchen style with horn section and some, groove from jazz, from a Latin groove. It has been, it started in the band about 25 years ago, with the first album. And it became the trademark of La Bottine. So at first, there's already a mix in the band. Well, for a long time, but they're a métissage. And with the symphonic orchestra, we have done in the past some work with other. And how we do this, it's quite kind of crazy how we do this with the symphonic orchestra. How would you describe that?
Swinging the microphone back,
David.
So basically, tonight it's La Bottine with the mix genres develop one style. Basically, it's La Bottine music, and then the arrangements with the symphonic orchestra implies just like a 50 or 60 piece band behind us, kind of backing up on us. No, so there will be that kind of music that we just played. You will hear that, but with a lot of other instruments in the back, doing all sort of crazy stuff. And I don't know, sometimes it makes me feel some like opera or something like that, in the magnificent way of the music.
I mean, you already tour with the big band. There's 11. You brought 11 members with you.
Yes.
11 members in the band. You say there's horns. You've got fiddle and accordion, and
We have a dancer as well.
Dancer, and you can almost pick it up on the mic. You've got Benoit there, clacking away on the carpet floor. So it doesn't quite have this sound.
But I do dance with Bottine, but the main dancer is Sandy, that's her specialty. She does a body rhythm and all that. I do some dance with her and some songs, some music. So, but it's something to see. Also, it's we like to say when you listen to la bottine, c'est comme un gros char. It's like a big car. It's like wow, it's very powerful. Very crazy to the interaction with people. You may know that that trademark of the mixed cultures in the Québécois traditional music is a big part because of Jean Fréchette, our musical director. He's a crazy guy to arrange those, and also for him to mix now with the orchestra, he had to think, okay, which tune we can do this. He didn't make the arrangement for the orchestra, but he had to think which one would work with this. So it's a big challenge. It's fun, really, really fun for people.
Let's have a little more fun then. Let's do it right now. Let's have a little more live music. I got two members from La Bottine Souriante in the studio. They're performing with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra this weekend. Benoit Bourque on accordion and David Boulanger on the fiddle. And they're going to play one more tune for us. Oh, he's got a fiddle and he's got a little harp there, it looks like. A Jew's harp. Sounds like to me. All right. All right. Bravo. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Benoit Bourque and David Boulanger, two members of La Bottine Souriante. Again, they're performing with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra this weekend. Go to wso.ca for tickets. It's going to be a really fun show. And if this is a small example, when you add 11 or 9 more instruments to it, really, it's going to get.
When you add 11 instruments, then you don't hear us anymore.
You don't hear. Somehow, I doubt that.
And you may know also we're 11 on stage, but there's many instruments.
That's true. Very
tapping, body rhythm. We have
I just heard the harp. You've got some percussive elements there too.
I haven't used the bones. We have the bones too.
The bones. Give us a little sample of the bones quickly. What do they sound like?
You want to taste it? You mean?
Yeah, let's taste the bones. Let me just have a quick listen.
Yeah, well, you may know that I learned that when I turned 15, and I brought the bones home to impress my dad. He was playing trumpet, so I start playing the bones, and my dad said, "Give me it," and he start playing the bones, and I'm there. Beef ribs.
Beef ribs.
Dad, how come you play the bones? You never told me, and he said, "You never asked me."
The secret is in the sauce.
Hey, there you go. Just a little taste of the beef rib bones. And you'll get the sauce tonight if you go. You'll get the sauce if you go see them perform with the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra. Again, go to wso.ca. Thank you guys for both coming in. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Micah.
From our studios in downtown Winnipeg, you've been listening to 107 Live, Classic 107's Intimate Concert Series, the soundtrack for your life.